know that in 1836, a man by the name of William Cornwallis Harris led an expedition that changed the game for exploration in Africa? The early 19th century was an age of exploration and Western expansion. Europe began to take an interest in Africa and became obsessed with big game animals such as lions, leopards, and elephants. Most famous explorers of that time period were hunters, and Harris was no different. He was an exceptional hunter, but took the time to record the natural animals and landscapes he encountered. His paintings and descriptions excited the people back in the UK and led to further safari interest that continues today. The former US President Theodore Roosevelt gave up a third term as president in order to go on such a safari. The word safari means journey in Swahili and was associated with big game hunting until 1903, when the first photography safari took place. C.G. Schillings of Germany joined an expedition funded by the Berlin Zoological Garden. His mission was not to hunt, but to photograph the animals they discovered. His work was tedious, tiresome, and not all that successful because lugging around gigantic cameras through the jungle was quite the ordeal. However, it was not a complete failure. His work led to greater discoveries and painted him as a pioneer, not only in animal photography, but in nighttime photography. He may actually be the most influential safari explorer ever. Now that wildlife is protected in Africa and hunting safaris no longer really exist, his work continues today from everyone who goes on a modern safari with their own phones and cameras taking pictures of the animals they see. As safaris evolved, women became a key component, and not for the reason you might think. Women on safari was a new and exciting idea during the 1900s. Most women were honeymooners accompanying their husbands, while others were there for themselves, participating as big game hunters. This radically changed the idea of what a safari represented. No longer a boys only club, people began to question if it was really that hard to hunt big game and if it was really as dangerous as everyone thought. It was, and still can be, a very dangerous undertaking. Nature and animals are always unpredictable. Today, women are still reshaping the safari industry as guides, trackers, and the famous Dunai camp in Serengeti National Park has an entirely female staff. The history of safaris has only just recently started to be good, and even still has much more room for improvement. But this little safari in my little digital zoo will allow guests, and you, the opportunity to see some amazing animals up close and maybe learn a bit more about why they should be protected, just like modern safaris do.